Next up, though, I do want to talk about a record that was set. Oneil Cruz, Pirate superstar, he hit a record 222.9 mile an hour ball. Now, that's the hardest recorded ball hit and hardest recorded ball hit for a hit and hardest recorded ball hit for a home run. Now, he broke his own record for a hardest hit ball. That used to be 122.4. And he broke a 7-year-old record for hardest hit home run. Giancarlo Stanton hit a ball 121.7 miles an hour 7 years ago against the Rangers for a home run. That stood for so long, and now Oneil Cruz broke that. With Stanton coming back in a few weeks, I wonder if those elbows will even let him hit a ball that hard ever again. He's going to get back that crown.
I don't think he's going to get that crown back. But honestly, I feel like if you asked like anybody who you thought would break that record, I feel like no one would say Cruz, like Oneil Cruz would be breaking it.
I feel like there's 4 guys I can think of that are baseball players that are just in that conversation of constantly hitting the ball hard. Who do you think of?
If I had to pick, my first one that comes to mind is De La Cruz. I feel like he hits the ball really hard. I feel like Ohtani does hit the ball really hard too.
Those are 2 of the guys I was thinking of.
Like I just want to say Judge just because I want to say Judge too because he hits a lot of home runs, hits the ball really hard.
So I was thinking, and this is not counting Oneil Cruz because we've been talking about him.
Mm.
It would be Oneil Cruz, Giancarlo Stanton, Judge, Ellie, and Ohtani. Nobody else seems to hit the ball that hard as consistently as these guys. And it's just, incredible to see. And it's so difficult to do. And to set records, no matter what you do, is an incredible feat.
It is, and I wonder if like some of these balls like hit. Like I wonder because like how long have they been keeping track of like
2015?
Yeah, like the velocities. So it's like
2015.
Do you think there were harder hit balls?
No, I do not.
You don't think like Barry Bonds was?
I think the technology is too advanced now, and these guys and their training is so different than even 15 years ago that the balls have just been hit harder. Think about the way pitchers have been thrown. Pitchers are thrown harder now. Even going back to that Scooble Maddox that we were just talking about, right? He threw the fastest pitch by a Tiger in the StatCast era at 102.6. He also threw the fastest pitch, a strikeout pitch by a starter since 2008 in that pitch. And that was in the 9th inning, 102.6. So it's just one of those things where the balls have gotten thrown faster. I remember being a kid. It was the 2012 playoffs between the Yankees and the Tigers. And the Tigers bullpen, I remember, the announcers talking about, wow, they have like 2 or 3 guys that can throw like 96, 97, 98 miles an hour. And they were talking about how, like that's so fast and how can these guys touch it? You didn't really even think of 100 miles an hour until like Aroldis Chapman burst on the scene. And that was consistency. Obviously, guys had touched it here and there, but it was never something thrown with, consistency, other than the rare person out there. But now you have guys, if you don't throw upper 90s touching 3 digits, people kind of look down on you as a starter. You have, or even a reliever, you need to be able to hit mid to upper 90s very consistently. And a lot of guys can touch triple digits now that they just never did before. So do you think this record by Oneil Cruz is going to get broken anytime soon?
I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon, considering that it took this long to, to break the previous record.
Well, I mean, his record was the other one for the hardest hit ball.
Yeah.
So let's just not even say home run, just hardest hit.
Hardest hit ball?
Hardest hit.
Oh.
Is it broken anytime soon?
I can see
Who breaks it? You got to take a guess.
I can see it being broken in maybe like the next like year or so. And if I had to guess, I'd say De La Cruz.
I'm gonna say Stanton wins it back.
I think that is very wishful thinking on your
He
part.
will sacrifice his elbows to the baseball gods to allow him to hit one ball 123 miles an hour for a home run.
Then just retire after that.
His arms will fly off with the baseball into the stands. He's gonna do everything, put everything he has in it, and then retire if that has to be the case.
This sounds like a movie in the making. Like a
It's like a opposite of Rookie of the Year.